Dealing with pests is such an annoying and frustrating part of growing plants, and there are some that are more destructive than others. So, for example, mealybugs and aphids, they're destructive, but nowhere near as destructive as spider mites and thrips. The difference comes from how they feed on a plant. This right here is what a plant leaf looks like close up. So it is made up of an outer layer that's a waxy cuticle. The next layer down from that is a thin layer of cells called the epidermis, and that contains a lot of the chloroplast and chlorophyll that helps the plant make food. And then after that is the mesophyll, where the xylem and phloem reside. The xylem and phloem are kind of like the vascular system of a plant. So the xylem helps take up all the water that's coming up from the roots, and the phloem is responsible for storing food for the plant. So that's where all the delicious sugary nectar is stored inside of a plant. Aphids and mealybugs have these long mouth parts that are perfect for reaching deep into the leaf, so past the top layers and into the phloem. And straight from the phloem, they consume all those delicious sugars. So think about it like a needle going into your vein to draw blood. Spider mites and thrips feed on a different part of the leaf. Spider mites have a much shorter mouth part that only reaches the outermost layers of the leaf. So they specifically target cells. They insert the mouth part and then drink all the organelles inside of that cell, including the chloroplast and chlorophyll that is essential to help the plant make food. Once they suck out all the life from those cells, they move on to the next cell, leaving behind a dead cell. And that's why in spider mite damage, you can see these white little dots left behind, and that is literal damage from cells dying in that specific area. Since chlorophyll also gives the plant its color, that's why when that cell dies, it leaves behind a white dot. Thrips are very similar, but they're even more destructive. So they also feed in the outermost layers of the plant, but what they do is they scrape. So they literally go and scrape and scrape and scrape until they reach the delicious organelles inside the cells. And once they consume all of that, then they move on and scrape and scrape and scrape. And so something that they leave behind is a trail of like silvery white, which is essentially where they have scraped and eaten all the cells in that area. So they leave a path of destruction. And this can be more destructive for a plant because they are literally killing the cells that are making the food for the plant. If you would like to learn more, please check out my YouTube video where I cover everything you need to know about these pests and how to treat them.